Hello, hello. Well, if it isn't Wednesday again. Hope you're all having a good one. I know I am. I just got 60 sailing. Whew, look at me. Oh, there's a guy that has 99 sailing almost 10 times over. Never mind then. Just forget I said anything. And although I have personally been slacking on the sailing grind, I've been studying these leaderboards. There's a competition for rank 1 old school RuneScape. Names like Lynx Titan and Hey Jace are etched into RuneScape's history. But I was surprised to find out just how much the high scores have changed since sailing came out. All the names on the top 25 for the pre-sailing high scores are either out the window, completely gone, or they've been swapped up and changed out dozens of times throughout this competition. First player to get 200 mil will be solidified as the new rank 1 old school RuneScape player. At least until a new skill comes out. So, who is currently in first? Many of you may remember Fasto7, who is one of the top players on the race to 99 sailing. But unlike Asian Grinder, who decided to take a break a little after being the first to 99, Fasto7 kept going. And he hasn't stopped. 4 weeks after sailing's release, he's already accumulated over 112 million sailing experience. That's an average of over 4 million sailing experience gained every day. If you were doing max efficiency Barracuda trials with the Horizons lure in your keg, you can expect 240,000 sailing experience per hour. Even with those absurdly high experience rates, Fasto7 is doing 16 hours of non-stop gameplay every day since the release of sailing. It's clear, this guy is insane. Not only that, but second place player City Morgue has over 8 million experience behind him, equivalent to over a day of playtime. These guys are still powering through the Barracuda trials despite the bugs and rebalances, and are not getting distracted by the billions of gold made and the whole sea to explore. The thing is, there's only so much sailing a person can do before they're sick of it, even with all the time in the world. If you had the chance to be rank 1 in RuneScape, would you be grinding as hard as these top players have been? Let me know in the comments below. Speaking of sailing, we got some minor tweaks to the skill with today's game update. A new take any cargo option has been added to ledger tables for port tasks, making it faster to grab your cargo. Your ship's helm tier now affects how fast you break crystals in the Gwyneth Glide trial. The Shellbang Griffon has had its respawn timer reduced from 18 seconds to 12 seconds, and the new coral patch has got a buff now, guaranteeing a minimum yield of 4 coral at all farming levels. And with a month passing since sailing's release, how do you feel about the skill? The old school team wants to know, and just released a poll in-game. If you're level 2 sailing or higher, you can participate. The poll covers key topics including ship combat, quality of life improvements, and more. The skill's release, all things considered, was smooth sailing. Okay, yeah. Enough with the glazing, but if you do have some constructive feedback, then go to the poll station and make sure to participate. In other news, we just got the pet drop rates for all the non-sailing resources added to the game. Interestingly, ironwood and rosewood trees give the same pet rate as redwood trees for the beaver. With ironwood trees being easier to chop down than redwoods, this may become the best place to go for the beaver pet. Also, it seems the thieving stalls found on Port Roberts have the same pet rate as the other stalls of that type in the game. And what's cool about Port Roberts stalls is that you can constantly steal from them without having to wait for the items to respawn, as long as the guards don't catch you. This makes these stalls comparable to other effective methods of getting the pet, but without the need of an alt account. And for the big update of the day, the third round of the interface uplift changes. Players can now toggle rune pouch loadout names in the in-game settings. The Shades of Morton coffin has been improved, making it easier to withdraw and manage multiple types of shades in the coffin. And one-way agility shortcuts are now a different icon than two-way agility icons on the map. And players can now choose which location they want their stony basalt to take them between the Troll Stronghold entrance and the roof. The old school team also plans on updating the Slayer and looting bag interfaces. However, due to the holiday season and the sensitive nature of these particular updates, these are being pushed back to the new year. For the past month, we've changed our format to these videos, highlighting only the most important updates from the world of RuneScape, keeping you informed while saving you time. So in pursuit of that goal, we upload only every Wednesday, and we have a goal of getting this channel to 110,000 subscribers before 2026. We're close, so support and subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified for weekly uploads. Now back to sailing. There's some mysterious islands that players can literally not access at all. At least not yet. And today we're fortunate to have Boot.dev sponsor the channel, so we'll get to that right after this quick commercial break. Getting a degree to show you learned programming can be expensive, but you don't need to rob Drainer Village Bank to pay for it. I mean, I had to, just once, to pay for my computer science degree. But you don't need to because there's Boot.dev. For just a few coins in comparison, you can learn back-end web development from start to finish in Python, SQL, and Go. The best way to pick up and learn a new skill is by doing it in a way that keeps you engaged. Boot.dev not only has you writing code in real time, but rewards you for it too. Us RuneScape players know that rush of seeing your stats go up. Boot.dev taps into that feeling with their own leveling system. All content is free to read and watch, meaning you can follow along with all of the lessons at your own pace with no cost. And if you want to try out some of Boot.dev's interactive features, they have a 30-day no questions asked refund policy. So go to Boot.dev and use code RunescapeChronicles to get 25% off your entire first year on the annual plan. So if you want to learn programming, which is still so useful for many technical jobs today, I highly recommend this route. You can cut out the need for a degree or hundreds of additional hours trying to teach yourself. And thank you to Boot.dev for sponsoring the community channel. Despite some players being well on their way to 200 mil experience, the sailing skill is by no means complete. It's no secret that there are islands we cannot access yet, and others which are in development by the old school team. But one island will be special. Jagex announced they're hosting a player-designed island competition where the winner will have their island added to the game, alongside a Starforge PC bundle and 1 year of old school RuneScape membership. It's been a week since the competition has been announced, and there's some really cool island ideas I personally would love to see. Like the Sea Gnome outpost created by Reddit user Ninja Pig. The main draw to the island would be a new Slayer Master, which would assign island-specific monsters. These monsters would drop keys similar to the way Brimstone keys drop from Konar. But what would you get from these keys? Sailing items, such as cannonballs, new fish, and even some of the dragon ship components like the sheets or the keel. Right now, getting dragon ship components can prove quite challenging and time consuming. So much so that Ironmen choose to skip these upgrades entirely on their way to 99. But that wasn't the only submission that caught my eye. There's also the KGB Minute Penguin Bunker Island. Even though the island doesn't seem as resourceful as the Sea Gnome outpost, I love the idea of having a penguin run island with a weapon of mass destruction hidden underneath. This would make for a pretty great Cold War quest sequel, personally one of my favorite quests in the entire game. So if you have any creative ideas or want a chance to see your idea come to life, plus a chance at these prizes, the island design contest is running until the 7th of January. Good luck! In 2013, Old School RuneScape was released as a copy of its original 2007 version with no new content. A lot has changed. Back in 2006, people weren't nearly as worried about efficiency as they are now, yet alone even knowing what a game tick is. But now, players understand the game well and are able to achieve things seemingly impossible. MolgoatKirby is one of those players. He speedruns virtually any boss in the game you can think of, and recently he's been setting his target on to Duke. You see, before June 25th of this year, Kirby had the old Duke world record. Let's go! But since then, the boss has changed. Most notably for our story, the time used to prep in the Duke room no longer counts towards the kill time. And since then, Kirby no longer has the record. A player named The Real Kyle had achieved a kill time of 15 seconds. That is crazy for an endgame boss. Most people would view this time as unbeatable, but Kirby is not most people.
Was that it? Or did I mess up? I did! I did it! Stream's over, guys. See you tomorrow. It's done!
A time of 14.4 seconds, saving one game tick over the old record. You may be wondering, how? Notice here he's not fully at 100% spec. This is on purpose. He resets the boss until he hits a successful Ruby Bolt, and then switches to his claws. But that's not all he does, because every time the boss hits him, he switches to his Oathplate legs, Ring of Recoil, and Echo Boots. He puts these items on to recoil as much damage back to the boss as possible. And his special attack regenerates just as he does his second claw special. This, combined with a dose of Surging Potion, puts him at just enough spec for a Crystal Halberd special attack. And just like that, the boss dies in nearly a third of the Grandmaster's speed time. A truly impressive and well-deserved record. And it seems like he's already on to his next goal, a sub 10 second Shellbane Griffin kill. Good luck to you, sir. So if you're interested in watching Kirby Theorycraft or learning the in-depth mechanics behind these world record speedruns, check his links in the description below. He goes live almost every day on Twitch, and uploads detailed run analyses to YouTube. If that sounds like your cup of tea, check him out. And we've got all our featured creators linked in the timestamps below, so go support them with a nice comment, some kind words, something you would say to your grandma, because that's what she would want. That's a wrap for Old School this week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Wednesday with another Chronicle.